Welcome back to All Things the Podcast. We're going to get serious for a change and actually give you some good business advice. We've also got some breaking news for you and find out how much Gage would want to be paid to be infected with bubonic plague. So sit back, relax and enjoy the episode. Welcome back to All Things the Podcast. So I'm Ben and I'm here as always with Harry.
Hello guys.
And with Gage.
Hi everyone.
So this will be a nice relaxed episode after the drama of last week. So this is a safe space for anyone watching and for indeed us. But the sun is finally shining. I don't know, it just puts me in a better mood when the weather's decent. We've had 6 months of shit weather with the winter and everything's just better when the sun's out, isn't it?
100%. You know, I was just wondering, have we had any more drama from the Felix episode? Has anything more come out? Has the guy said anything? The alleger?
I haven't actually checked. I mean, Harry's our man on the ground for any Twitter
To be fair, I haven't looked at it at all either. So yeah, they could be all back and forward arguing with each other, and I have no clue.
I haven't seen it, so
we've just let off a grenade and not checked to see the.
I think if it was bad, it would have found its way into Discord servers, being like XYZ happened.
we would know, right?
Yeah.
Well, but potentially by the time this episode's aired, maybe it has come out. So we'll have to see. But yeah. So I mean, I heard on the radio on the way down here this morning. It's apparently 100 days till the Olympics.
Wow, I've been counting down actually.
And I've actually got some breaking news. Literally, breaking is now an Olympic sport, also known as break dancing. I mean,
wow,
this has gone too far, hasn't it? Surely. Well, I think we've spoken about like chess and poker. Are they sports? Are they games? But is dancing really an Olympic sport?
Well, by your definition, I think you said something has to be quite physical to be a sport, right? I think dancing's pretty physical.
So the Olympics is basically just becoming Britain's Got Talent. That's effectively what it's becoming.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt it's physical, but how do you like judge if someone's better? So the way I understand it from what I heard, it's basically just people having dance-offs, and then there's 9 judges to decide who was better and like who got served or whatever the kids say these days. Probably
and like the thing is, there's like forms of dance which are like you can actually argue, that require, well, not break dancing doesn't require skill. I can get down there and start break dancing, but like that is actually like a sport, whereas break dancing, do you know what I mean? I don't know.
I don't know. If you ever got in a dance battle, Harry, you might feel differently.
If I got in a dance battle, that's one way to go viral.
We just weren't raised on the same streets.
And Harry's now going to perform 10 headspins for you.
Yeah. Do the worm.
Yeah. But yeah, I would love to be able to dance. Actually, to be fair, I'm not that into the Olympics, which is crazy because I love sport, but I just struggle to get that excited. I mean, obviously we had it in London, obviously back probably before you guys were born, back in 2012. But yeah, that was quite fun. Did you guys get to go to any of that or anything?
I think I didn't. No, I had tickets, but we couldn't go. But it was like I think it was for the powerlifting. Actually, no, I did go. Yeah, no, it was such a long time ago. Yeah, for the powerlifting, which was quite cool. But yeah, I mean, it was such a long time ago now. But yeah, it was good then. Like there was like a real buzz. I think I remember that as well. Like I got into cycling with my family a bit around that because obviously Chris Hoy was like unbelievable. Yeah, no, I don't follow the Olympics at all. The only good sporting event on in the summer is the Euros. So
yeah, it's coming home.
I was 11 during the Olympics, so yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Well, I think it's in Paris this year. I've got a couple of mates who are going out there they've got tickets for the football, and it's just apparently it's like $1,000 to get anywhere close to Paris where it's being held. It's just like ridiculous.
I just sleep in my car.
Just disgusting price gougers, scalpers.
Yeah,
these
I swear there's
people.
like a rule for like the football team where you can't play for the national team if you get called up. Like only a selected amount. Do you remember when the British team had their footballing team for the Olympics? I swear like none of the main players ever played. It was like all the skirt players on the edge of who didn't get into the squad but got called out.
And you've got to obviously have some token Scottish players and stuff like that. Who
so maybe some Bournemouth players might get in this year.
But would you tune in for the breakdancing? Because I never watched the Olympics, but I think I would tune in for the breakdancing.
I reckon I would actually. So like. Gymnastics I find quite entertaining at the Olympics just because it's incredible what people can do with their body. So I actually think it would be quite cool to watch. I just don't think it's like an Olympic sport.
Yeah.
I would personally say.
Yeah, but it's going to increase viewership for sure. I'm tuning in.
Yeah,
Without a doubt.
it's probably aimed at your generation because
Yeah.
like obviously the like legacy Olympics is all just like track and field basically.
I just want to see someone get served. That's it. And actually, speaking of served, I have something interesting that's
Is it
Amazon
badminton?
related.
we
right.
don't want to talk about Amazon.
and related to getting served. Okay.
Lovely segue.
So, my friend, not me, my friend on their US Amazon account has noticed that they're getting weird messages in their inbox. You know how buyers can message the seller? They're getting weird messages that are like, hi, I'm just wondering if this shoe is a EU size 41. Please refer to this size chart I've linked below. And then it's an image. And then if you click the image, it's actually a cease and desist letter written by the company. But you know, in America, they have that weird rule, like you have to be served with the papers. So they trick you into opening the file so that you've been served, although they have no way of knowing whether you've opened the file or not. I just thought that was really weird and interesting. Places aren't going and just like sending you, please don't sell our product anymore. They're tricking you into cease and desisting you.
That seems quite smart, but if they're not tracking if they actually open it, they
Yeah.
can't prove that they got served. If you like.
Yeah, there'd be no way of
Unless
saying,
they reply to the message and say, "Oh my god," da, 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 and it's like, "Haha, you opened it."
Yes, yeah. And what's weird, my friend has this same buyer that messages them on different ASINs with like different messages with the same alleged cease and desist letter. Not sure how they know it's a cease and desist letter because they obviously did not click on it.
Of course.
But yeah, really weird. I've never heard of something like that in the UK ever happening.
No. Yeah, I think most of the cease and desist letters, people in the UK are a bit different. Aren't they? Go, oh, it's all right, I'll just sell through it and get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, in the UK, literally, they just send a cease and desist letter. It's as simple as
Even the
that.
companies just give up after the second one. It's like, oh, fuck it, they've got a few left.
But in the UK, usually it's good enough just having a tracking letter that says it's been delivered. You don't actually need to dress someone up as the pizza guy and when they open the pizza box, those are the papers. It's just like, I don't understand how that's a thing in America. Like there's actual jobs of people, their whole job is to serve people with papers and like catch them off guard.
And then they do a little breakdance to serve them.
You've been served. No Olympic sport.
But yeah, on that sort of topic, so Harry, you mentioned that, yeah, someone on the sort of US side of Twitter is, saying that we're all going to have to go and get day jobs in a few years anyway.
I'm going to become a gardener in 5 years' time. Yeah, no. So he's just saying that he left the space and saying that basically, you know, increasing competition, increasing fees, it's going to become harder. But then it's like, I remember when I started, it's completely different to what it was 3 years ago now. And yeah, it's probably harder, but I probably do better at Amazon myself than I did 3 years ago because I know more. And yeah, it's harder, but you have more knowledge about Amazon. I'm sure you guys are both the same. I know, like, I remember buying pools. I bought them because some bloke in Products for Profit told me to buy them and they're going to sell for 200 something pounds. And now you actually have to read Keeper, understand SAS, etc. So yeah, I think it's just a bit bollocks, to be honest.
But also, so what if we're not around in 5 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm planning on dying young and leaving a beautiful corpse.
Yes, yeah.
So,
And with the rise of AI, I wouldn't be surprised if we're all on universal credit in 10 years. Seriously.
Universal credit.
Yeah, that's what it would be. I did a school project on that when I was still at school. Like, how long do I think it will take until we're all jobless and on universal credit? Because that's what we're going to have to be. Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk have both said that. AI will get so smart, you'll just be on universal credit and you'll take your rations and you'll be happy.
I mean, maybe this episode is AI anyway. Maybe we're not. Yeah. We just
how many fingers? That's how you know. If you got 5 fingers, that's how you know that you're not AI.
Yeah. Well, didn't Kate Middleton get in hot water for like
something
for photoshopping some or using AI for some of the royal photos, and there was like extra fingers in there, which were the telling thing. Because why can't AI get fingers right? It's such a weird thing.
Yeah, everything else like eyes and faces and noses, but just fingers. I don't know why they can't understand that humans typically have 5 fingers.
Unless you're from certain parts of the country.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've already dissed Scottish footballers. I can't diss. other parts of the country
You
now.
can't diss counties now.
We'll have no watchers left. But apparently, a good if you're in like a lucid dream, or if you're not sure if you're in a dream or not, apparently the way to see it, if you look in a mirror and it looks weird, because like in dreams you can't. So I don't know if AI is the same for like mirror images. They don't do that properly, but yeah, if you feel like you're stuck in a dream, just find a mirror and look in it, and if you look weird, you're probably dreaming.
Yeah, that's such a good one. Or a clock. If you're dreaming and you look at a clock, the hands will be very weird. They won't make sense.
There we go.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a lucid dream?
Yes, yeah. I used to be able to just look at clocks in my dreams, and that's the way I do it. And then I'll be like, oh, it's a dream.
And then it's like, well, I can do anything now.
Yes.
So it's when you're dreaming, but you know you're dreaming, so you're like, like I can do whatever I want. If I want to fly, I can fly. Like things like that. And apparently there's ways of training yourself to be able to fall into a lucid dream, and like it's a bit like sort of Inception, where it's like dreams within dreams and stuff. But yeah, it's quite fun.
I've actually never watched Inception.
Really?
It is a good film.
It is good.
Yeah.
Big Leo fan, but yeah, never watched that one. I don't think it's on Netflix or anything.
Oh, I don't know. It was a long time ago when that came out, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's like 10 plus years ago, I think.
It would have been 5.
So I've actually got quite a big day coming up. If you thought that it was unfair that royalty get multiple birthdays a year, you might be in luck. So if you Google days since the day you were born into Google, it tells you how many days old you are, and I'm coming up to my 13,000th day on Earth soon.
Right.
So yeah, I'm actually 12,986 days old today. So 2 weeks today, I'll be celebrating additional birthdays.
You going on the piss?
Yeah, well,
No, it's dry April.
It'll be podcast day, so maybe that could be our live drunk cast.
Definitely. I think the drunk cast would be perfect.
Yeah,
just get
perfect
absolutely
way
hammered.
to celebrate. Yeah, the dry April, as we said last week, hasn't happened. It's like moist April. I've lost almost a stone since I've come back from Florida. It's literally fallen off. So.
Yeah, but you must have put at least a stone on going over to Florida, unless that means you haven't done Florida properly.
Oh yeah, exactly. but it means if I keep going at the same rate, within a year's time, I'll actually weigh a negative amount. Of,
That's
kilos.
smart.
So,
That's smart.
Big brain thinking.
Yeah.
What you guys got planned coming up? You got any holidays you're going off to or anything like that?
I want to go to Italy this year because I've never been to Italy, and I think I want to go to Hong Kong again at the end of the year.
Have you got free flights for that again?
No, I have to pay with points instead of I won a giveaway last time for a free ticket to Hong Kong, which is cool. I'll have to use points this time, but I want to go to China as well and meet Zing Zing the monkey. I think that would just be brilliant, wouldn't it? I go all the way to China, and I have no interest in seeing anywhere else in China, just where Zing Zing the monkey is, and just meeting Zing Zing the monkey.
That is the most Gage thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Where do you want to go in Italy?
I don't know. I've never been at all anywhere in Italy.
Yeah.
And I've been to quite a lot of places, so I thought may as well just tick it off.
Fair enough.
If it's worth the visit. Pizza, pasta, can't be that bad. Oh wait, I'm lactose intolerant.
You can get these like world maps where it's like you scratch off each country you've been to, which is quite cool. So yeah, if you're looking to just tick off countries, could be a nice little treat for yourself.
Oh, I just want Zing Zing the monkey. Maybe I'll just skip Italy and just go see Zing Zing.
Have you got any holidays, Ben?
I've got a couple lined up next month. I'm going to Freiburg for a random German football game. I can't remember who's this. The last game of the Bundesliga, just an excuse to get away with some mates, and then going to Split in Croatia, which I'm really looking forward to.
Nice.
Quite a few people have said that's really nice. Again, hoping to get to a football game out there, and I think the weather will be decent out there. So Yeah, all good.
Something I've always wanted to do is in Croatia, you can hire like a private yacht, and it's not as expensive as at least I thought it would be. If you get like 5 other mates, the 6 of you, it's like 500 euros each, so probably £300-400 for like a 5-day trip on this private yacht, and you get a chef and a captain that do everything. They take you to like these festivals that they have in the summer. Yeah, it looks absolutely sick, but most of my friends don't have any money, so it doesn't really work.
That'd be quite cool.
Yeah, let's pencil it in for July.
ATA meetup, business expense on the Croatia private yacht.
Sounds good. But so you're going to Split. I was thinking about going to Split. You're quite big into festivals, aren't you?
Yeah.
They have like a massive like drum and bass festival there every year, don't they?
Yeah.
So maybe you could do that and time it at the same time where you go on your 6-day yacht and go to this festival.
Yeah, they do a special trip during the summer, like in 1 or 2 weeks, and in the 5 or 6 days that you're there, you go to 3 festivals. Like every other day, they take you to another festival on the yacht.
I mean, that just sounds exhausting, but I'm just showing my age here, I think.
I was about to say, you come home and you need another holiday from the holiday.
Yeah. But if you don't need another holiday from the holiday, if you've done it right. I'm also scared to see Zing Zing the monkey. Because what if Zing Zing the monkey attacks me?
He's only got one arm though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not because of the pain. It's the emotional trauma it will cause me. Because obviously I'm a big Zing Zing the monkey fan. Probably Zing Zing's #1 fan. If I get disrespected, I'm going to be quite upset about it.
Yeah, well, they say never meet your idols. It's always disappointing.
Yeah, never meet your one-armed monkeys.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm trying to plan on going away somewhere this summer, but I'm not really too sure. So, have you got any suggestions on where might be a good place to visit?
But how about Dubai?
Oh yeah, what then you'd literally be like SpongeBob SquarePants under the water. Yeah, I mean that comes on to the topic of
sorry, I just had to say that again.
But then all the digital nomads have flown over there. You know, the money Twitter bros. So yeah, it always rains in the UK. Well, jokes on them a bit, isn't it?
So what's actually going? Is it like?
I think basically they've done cloud seeding. So like, when countries go without water for such a long period of time, they basically obviously when countries like that are so rich they can afford to do it like no problem. They do it in the US a bit, but not to that level. It's just to help with. Well, whatever, with irrigation and stuff like that.
For those that don't know, cloud seeding is where they try and make clouds to rain.
Yeah, basically. They basically tried to make artificial rain. And they've overdone it. And yeah, their irrigation systems are completely fucked. So there are literally planes landing on water on the runway.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw a tweet about one guy who was like, I had an air tag in my suitcase, landed. We had to land on water, and I could literally just see it on my phone, just like floating down the runway. And he couldn't get to it. So yeah, I mean, probably not a great time to visit Dubai.
That's weird. I mean, I think that nature shouldn't be fucked with because it just fucks up like the whole food chain and has unintended consequences, and yeah, that's just a recipe for disaster, I think. But yeah, quite funny for the people who went out there to for better weather, and yeah, look at us basking in lovely 12 degrees of sunshine in the UK.
I had a lovely drive up.
Slight breeze.
Yeah, but wasn't Bill Gates was trying to block out the sun or something? That's a nice bit of nature manipulation, isn't
I didn't know that.
I haven't heard about this.
That might be one for the conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
There's many involving Bill Gates, aren't there?
there are quite a few.
So if Ben's not on next week's episode, do you know why?
Would you guys ever consider moving to Dubai? There's obviously reasons people do move to Dubai.
I
mean, yeah, in terms of weather, usually good weather when they're not flooding you with fake rain.
98% of the time of the year,
and obviously no tax is a big perk. But I would miss my mates in the UK. I've got friends and family over here. Like whenever I go away, I always enjoy being away, but I always enjoy coming home again. Like I think this will always be home for me. And yeah, I mean, yeah, if you've got no friends, then maybe it's an easier decision. But yeah, I don't know.
No, I agree with that completely. I think, yeah, when you started out early on, like everyone's like moving to all these like, you know, South American countries or like Thailand, Bali, Dubai, whatever, to pay no tax and earn loads of money or whatever. But yeah, I think I just miss home and friends and family, etc. I could do like 4 weeks to 6 weeks and go to these places and then like meet a load of people out there or whatever. But I couldn't do longer than that. I'd miss home too much, I think.
So I think it's just too hot in Dubai. Don't know if you guys have been.
Yeah, it gets stupid in summer.
Yeah.
Like over 40 something degrees.
Yeah, I'd rather be at 0 than at 40. Always.
Yeah. You would literally burn to a crisp.
Yeah, you just feel like you're melting when you step outside. When it's 0, I just stick on my big coat. Sorted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you need to remember as well, when you see like the Instagram reels or tweets of pictures of who are out there who are like, yeah, sat with a cigar in their mouth, getting the rollie in, and that's like the highlight of their like week when they're out there or something. Most of it is probably just spent like crying in their hotel room.
Big
or something.
smile, big smile, big smile. Put the phone down.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, I wouldn't
didn't
move
have
there
any
just
mates
for the...
again.
I mean, there's no doubt people out there who genuinely love it and do it. But I mean, I'm really introverted. I keep myself to myself. So like, if I went on a solo holiday, I would pretty much just speak to no one. And like, yeah, but nice to get some sun for a week and put my feet up. But like that wouldn't be like a way of life for me.
Yeah, no.
But if you're like super extroverted and like you're gonna go out and make friends and stuff, then yeah, that it probably would be quite a fun thing to do. But yeah, I like my home comforts, and yeah, I'd miss my cats Gladys and Vera too much anyway.
I wouldn't just move there for no tax. Like I would, if you're going to move somewhere, you'd move somewhere between the two where there's lots to do that you find enjoyment in. So like Florida's quite a low tax state, but there's like so much you can do there, and like there's a good quality of life and good weather all year round. So yeah, you still pay tax, but at least you can still enjoy yourself, and it's not soulless.
I watched this guy who was interviewing people of Florida and being like, you know, what do you like about Florida? And one guy was just like, I've never been anywhere else where you feel so free, but that's also the biggest negative. There's just like gators just running around, like people have guns everywhere.
Yeah.
Like there's just, it feels like there's no rule. At least what he said is like, there feels like there's just no rules in Florida, which is the best and worst part of it, which sounds quite interesting.
Yeah, and they have unholy big stakes.
That is a big pro. But yeah, like having that much freedom. I mean, there's parallels between that and obviously working for yourself, because like obviously we're like, oh yeah, start an Amazon business, work for yourself, It's not for everyone. I mean, some people that freedom where you don't have a boss telling you what to do, you don't have like calls put in your diary where it's like, oh, I've got to do this, this, and this. It's just literally you wake up and you need to motivate yourself to do stuff. Some people don't have that in them, and they would end up just sort of doing nothing. I mean, I fell victim to that when I first started. Like when I first quit my job, I was like, oh, this is amazing. I can do what I want when I want. And I was like, oh fuck, I do actually need to pay the bills and stuff, so I need to motivate myself to do stuff. But yeah, like, but freedom is, yeah, it can be a massive positive and a massive negative depending on where you're coming from.
Yeah, a lot of my friends who work traditional jobs, they say that, you've got location freedom, you can work from wherever. It's like, well, actually probably go on holiday less since I've been self-employed than when I was at my 9 to 5. I think because you've got allocated days where you don't have to think about work, you can just book that off, go wherever, and you don't have to worry about it. I think when you're self-employed, you're always it's always in the back of your mind somewhere that you've got things to be doing.
Yeah, there's always something to do. It's like in some ways every day is a bank holiday, but in some ways every day is a working day.
Yeah.
Because like you can't just switch off. It's not like, yeah, you've got 4 weeks of holiday to take off and you get to the end of the year and it's like, oh, you've got 2 weeks, use it or lose it. And you're like, oh, okay, I will take 2 weeks off. Like, yeah, but with your own business, you could be working 365 days a year because there's always stuff to be doing. I mean, how do you find that balance?
When I first was self-employed and I was still at school, I found it very difficult. I just like work myself to death, but I gradually learned that, you know, it's important to have days off and time off, and like, yeah, I obviously people are different, but when I go on holiday, like I desperately try and do no work. Some people they like to go away and still working. It means they can go away more and whatever. But I prefer I only do work in my office, and then when I'm outside my office, my house, just chill. Like I'm not going to go downstairs and do work. I like to keep all my work contained into one room. I feel like that's easier for me. Otherwise, I'm just tempted to always do work. Like, I'm watching The Apprentice on TV. I don't really care that much. I'm just going to grab my laptop and just do some work. But actually, it's important you have that downtime.
Yeah, it's a really good point. I probably fall victim to that a lot, actually. Just like you can easily be doing stuff on your phone while you're doing, like, watching TV or doing other things, even when you're by the pool on holiday. So yeah, it's a good point. Probably a tip that I should probably take away from this.
The reason I go through that route is there's an interview with Jeff Bezos, the man.
Daddy.
Yeah, Big Daddy Jeff. And he said that if you're in a lower level position, you have to make hundreds or thousands of decisions a day, but none of them are really important. But then if you're the boss and you employ people, or you own your own business, typically you only have to make a few decisions a day, but all of them are very important. So it's important that you're always kind of on your best brain or whatever to make those decisions, because just one fuck up can have a real long-term effect. Whereas if you're a lower tier worker, you make one mistake, you make one wrong decision, it actually doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's a very valid point. Yeah, one that I haven't probably thought about a lot.
No. Yeah, but yeah, it's so easy. Like when you've got Discord on your phone, you've got everything at your fingertips. I mean, yeah, freedom's a blessing and a curse, and having access to everything in a little computer in your pocket is also a blessing and a curse. But
that's also why I don't get why people rag on people who have a 9 to 5. Like, if you have like some people are like, oh, you brokies, 9 to 5 wage slaves, you should start your own email marketing business or whatever. And it's like,
download my course.
There's pros and cons to working 9 to 5, just like there's pros and cons to owning your own business. I certainly think having a 9 to 5 is a perfectly comfortable way to live.
Oh, 100%,
yeah.
Especially like for people who've got families to support and things like that. Like starting your own business is extremely risky, but you can reduce a lot of that risk by staying in your 9 to 5 and doing it with your surplus income so if your business goes to shit, you can still put food on the table for your family or whatever. And like, but a lot of people, particularly like sort of my age and above, it's like you don't want to be a full-time business person. Like, but a lot of people, by the time they're in their sort of late 30s and 40s, they've got established careers and earning decent money, but want something just to do on the side for a bit of fun and to make a few extra quid. But yeah, so I think a lot of people do. Yeah, shit on the 9 to 5, and it's crazy because a lot of people just roll their eyes at that because that's not actually the end goal. The end goal is to just do something cool in their free time with a bit of disposable income.
Yeah, exactly. And the people who are tweeting it as well, the people who are actually doing 9 to 5s and earning good money from their 9 to 5s aren't reading their tweets because they're making so much money. They're making way more money than these people who are tweeting on Twitter. They don't care, and they've probably got a way better lifestyle balance than most people who run their own businesses too. So it's it's easy to shit on something for clickbait.
Yeah, I'm hoping to stack enough money to where eventually I can just stop and then just like retire really early, and then I can just focus on doing whatever I want to do. Which, if you're investing, actually probably doesn't take as much money as you may think.
I think truly all self-employed people want to do that, don't they? Reach a point where they can just spend their day-to-day doing what they want to do.
Yeah.
And even if you don't make that much money from it, if you just take enjoyment from it, it's just, actually enjoying day-to-day life.
Yeah, and if I didn't make that much money before, everything stops or whatever, I'd have no shame in having a 9 to 5. I think actually, in a lot of respects, my life's probably better if I have a 9 to 5. Like, I have 2 days off that I'm definitely not thinking about work. I'm probably slacking off to the absolute max during the days that I'm actually working. Whereas when I'm actually working now, I'm working. I'm accountable to myself. I'm not slacking off. I'm not trying to eke out an extra hour when something takes me 10 minutes. It's completely different. And I have full respect for people who have 9 to 5s. It just seems good.
And I think Yeah, but I mean, it's probably true for all businesses. You need money to make money. Like, there's a lot of people who want get rich quick schemes, and it's like, right, I haven't got any money to put into anything, but yeah, I really want to work for myself. And it's like, yeah, if you've got like 200 quid to your name, you shouldn't be looking for a side hustle. You should just be looking for a better job because that's where the bulk of your income should come. And then if you can build up a bit of excess cash, then you can start a business or a side hustle. You're going to have a lot more joy from that, and especially with Amazon, because ultimately you're limited by how much capital you've got. Because if you're going to make, let's say, 25% return, let's say you've got 10 grand to put into your Amazon business, you're going to make about 2.5 grand a month. But if you need that 2.5 grand to pay your rent, pay your bills and stuff, and you're taking that out of your business each month, you're only ever going to make 2.5 grand a month, and you're never going to grow. So, whereas if you start with 10 grand and you're paying for your rent, your bills from your 9 to 5, you can leave that money in your business to grow and compound over time, and that's how you start hitting the big figures. And a lot of people, once they hit that, they don't want to quit the 9 to 5 anyway, because they like having multiple streams of income. Because then if their 9 to 5 goes tits up, they've still got Amazon. If Amazon goes tits up, they've got the 9 to 5. Because if you quit your 9 to 5 to go into Amazon, that's still you're still only on one source of income, and which is a dangerous place to be, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I do think if you're starting out on Amazon, having a job and doing it as the side hustle is just completely the way to go.
Yeah,
because you can just let the money compound, just like you said.
It's probably the best way to live as well, because you can rack up points from credit cards, pay for your holidays, put through bills like your phone bill. You use that as a business expense. Like, you reduce your burden of your 9 to 5 salary. You significantly increase your own personal expenditure by being able to write off loads of things. So yeah, I definitely think that's the best way to go for most people, for sure.
Yeah, and if you can get £100 or £200 cash back a month, from doing it on the side, and then you spend that on groceries,
exactly,
you're eliminating a lot of your grocery bill that you're paying every month, and it just makes your life cheaper to live. Like, my life is so cheap because of cashback.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I haven't paid for petrol in over a year.
Yeah, neither have I.
Well, electric car buddies. Woo! Let's never do that again.
Until our cars burn.
But yeah, that got a bit serious all of a sudden. I mean, do
we have anything light-hearted to talk about?
Well, there is. I get the weirdest Facebook ads. I had one the other day. It's something I clearly
Low
don't
back
need.
pain?
No, erectile dysfunction. No, it's actually so it was an ad where they go out, like, they're in like Ibiza or something, somewhere where there's loads of clubs, and they're interviewing girls who come out and say, "Oh, what do you think of this guy? What do you think of this guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's quite good. He's quite hot or whatever." And then he takes his shoes off, and he's like he's like 3 inches shorter, because basically he's got shoes with an insole in that makes you 3 inches taller. And like, the girl's face is absolutely dry. I was like, "Oh my god, how dare you do that?" Like, that's like false advertising and stuff like that. You're lying about your height. And yeah, I just thought that was absolutely hilarious. So yeah, there's shoes that you can buy which literally add 3 inches to your height.
It's weird. That was weird you say that. The guy that was in the year above me at school, he owned a business doing that, and he's one of the biggest in the UK for doing it.
Yeah,
I think.
it might have been his
So
company.
it's called like Konzuri or something like that.
I think it genuinely was that.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, so it was quite weird. But he used to play in the same rugby team as him. He probably doesn't. I don't see him that often.
But so I bet it was great in the lineouts, because he probably just like made himself 10 feet tall. But yeah, I think it's really funny, because like on dating apps, most girls filter based on height. So if you're under, like, and like, obviously I've had a few years on and off dating apps for my sins, and there's a lot of guys like, "Oh, if you're under 6 foot, don't even bother swiping," and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, so as a girl on a dating app, if you want to find the most honest guy in the world, just set your filter to 5'11", because the height 5'11" basically doesn't exist, because anyone who's 5'11" is going to round it up to 6 foot. So yeah, anyone who actually puts their height as that is the most honest person in the world.
I've seen one of those ads, and it's such a clever way to market it, though, isn't it? Like, having their actual reactions to, "Oh my god, he's not as tall. Oh, fuck him."
But it's funny, because obviously, like, girls wear makeup to like make themselves like look like in their eyes prettier than what they are without it, like push-up bras or whatever. It's like why can't guys have something like that as well?
Yeah.
What, push-up bras?
Yeah. Well, but when I got back from Florida, I could have done with that, to be fair. But,
Yeah, I don't know how then the interaction goes if you manage to get the girl to go home with you.
Yeah, you take them off.
And she's like, oh, I don't like shoes in the house. Do you mind like taking them off before we go in? And then you just shrink 3 inches. And you
well,
walk inside.
I know I've been on a couple of dates with taller girls who are like 5'9", 5'10", and they've told me that they've been on dates with guys who said 6'1" in their profile, and they get to the date and they're actually taller than them, and they're only 5'10". So they're like, hang on a sec, and it's like, yeah, that's a good basis for a relationship where you're lying literally to get your foot in the door. But
You've never had that issue, have you, Ben?
no, thankfully, yeah, 6'3". If I were to add on 3 inches, I think I like my height because I think, yeah, but much taller, and you're in the like, whoa, that's like freakishly tall kind of thing. I think I like to think I'm sort of just on that brink, but it does make like going to gigs and stuff good because you can just see from anywhere, and like literally like,
And you can piss off anyone that's behind you.
oh, exactly. But literally, if I go, especially I've got a mate from uni who's a similar height to me. We used to go to gigs together. And then we'd turn around and literally there'd be just a massive gap behind us where no one wants to stand behind us because everyone was just like, oh, this is amazing. Got loads of them.
Would you guys, so speaking of erectile dysfunction,
Oh, God.
would you guys ever do a clinical trial? So I know I spoke about probably a few episodes, a guy who like applied to be in the bubonic plague trial for like $8,000.
Only $8,000 for bubonic
It's like 4 days or something.
I mean, that's outrageous.
So, how much would you want to be paid to get bubonic plague then?
I think a lot more than $8,000.
I mean, you're expecting more than $2,000 a day to get bubonic
It's not about
plague.
the
Maybe it's a week.
It's not
maybe.
the day rate. It's the after
Certainly
effects.
is the day rate.
Oh yeah, well I got food paid $2,000 a day, but I got the bubonic
Yeah, well,
plague.
I died, but apart from that, it was
I've got
brilliant.
a really great day rate.
Wow, you guys are weird. I'd 100% get infected with the bubonic plague for $2,000 a day. Without even less than $2,000
but
a
aside-
day.
It's not like they turn it off after the 4th day and you just get up and walk normally about.
Yeah, but you're realistically not going to die, are you?
You literally, side effects may include death. And that's probably in the clinical
Yeah,
trial.
but they put that on bananas nowadays, don't they? Like everything's got a death warning.
Yeah, I don't know how. I think it's indispensable. I don't think I'd just do it at all.
Okay, well, there's lesser ones. So actually, speaking of erectile dysfunction, there's like erectile dysfunction ones. I don't know how I know this.
So Viagra was found through a clinical trial. They were testing Viagra for heart problems or something, and then a side effect of that was people in the clinical trials were saying, "Oh, I've got an erection now. This is a bit awkward." But like everyone that they gave it to had it, and it was like, "Oh, hang on a sec. Yeah, fuck the heart stuff. This is just a boner pill."
Wow. Yeah,
That's
I didn't know
genuinely
that.
how. Yeah, in a good old Pfizer.
So, would you guys get paid any amount of money to do a clinical trial? Like, let's say for bubonic plague, would there be an amount?
No.
No amount.
Absolutely. I wouldn't get involved in any clinical trial.
But it can be any amount. Like,
To be
10
fair, it
million.
depends how old I am. If I was like 50 plus or 60 plus and I had like a family and it was like millions, I'd be like, yeah, right. If I die, I
you're
die.
judging your
That's
ROI.
middle-aged, you young bastard. You're saying 50 or 60, right? You're about to die anyway. So
Yeah,
Yeah, but
are
you've
you
had a good
basing that
life,
on
and
like,
then
oh, you
you're-
don't have that many years left.
Well, no, if I've got a family, if I die, then they inherit millions. So
I'm not that much of a martyr, to be honest. Like,
but you would get bubonic plague for $2,000 a day.
yeah. And actually, I wouldn't if I was 60. Because I feel like I have far greater chance of passing away from the bubonic plague when I'm 60.
So you reckon you could fight bubonic plague? Your immune
For
system?
sure, mate. For sure. I wouldn't stand a fucking chance. Round 1, I'd knock it out. For sure.
You would
get
serve.
served.
Yeah,
Yeah.
serve bubonic plague.
So really, no amount. 10 million wouldn't even be enough for you to get bubonic
No,
plague tomorrow.
because like I would rather be alive than get 10
Yeah,
million.
but they're not just like infecting you and like trying not to help you, right? They don't want you to die. They do want to cure you.
Well, yeah, but yeah, if you're in the the test group that gets the shit drug that doesn't actually work, then it's like, and then you're like, oh, you're just a statistic. And it's like, oh yeah, this miracle drug didn't kill anyone, so use this one.
Oh, this drug for the bubonic plague is really good because 10 out of 10 patients that we gave the placebo to died.
Yeah, exactly.
And only 3 of them that got the drug survived.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
You
Great
should
ad.
be in pharma sales.
I tell you one, Mr. Beast did one, didn't he? Where it was like he paid someone $1,000 a day, but they had to live in a supermarket.
Oh yeah.
How many days? I think he lasted 40. Actually, no, it was more than that. It was $10,000 a day, and he lasted, I think, a month and a half. So 45 days.
Well, so living in an operational supermarket or just like an empty one, and that's
No,
your home?
I'm actually not too sure on that. But let's just say
it wasn't
empty.
open. They closed it, but
Okay.
it was a real supermarket.
Yeah, so you've got access to food. You just can't go outside.
But you're completely alone in that time.
Yes.
It's the isolation that would get you, not the.
Yeah.
I mean, I've spent weeks without leaving my house before.
I reckon I could do a few weeks.
Yeah.
You'd probably go crazy after 2 weeks, I think.
I think you could do it indefinitely if you had contact with the outside world.
Yeah, but he doesn't have a phone. He's just alone. That's what makes
Yeah.
it difficult. Yeah, it was 10 grand a day, and I think he lasted 40 something days. It was. I remember him not reaching 500,000, but it was.
So could you like eat and drink all the stuff that's in the supermarket?
Yes, but you have to plan it because obviously the stuff goes out of date.
Oh yeah.
And then also the catch the video was he gets 10,000 a day, but he has to give $10,000 worth of groceries away as well. So they were donating the 10,000, but they had to be in date. So he had to like decide which food items to go first and which items to eat first. And then by day 40, they've obviously got no more supplies. So then you're just eating like all day breakfast out of a can.
It was so funny because when he came out, like his wife was like, "Oh, like I've missed you, all this," and it's like basically it was like people twist it to be like, "Oh, she's so ungrateful. The fact you've made like 500,000," and he came out, he's like, I mean, she had it hard. I had it easy. Didn't see my kid for 2 or 3 weeks. Could watch football whenever I wanted. And she was there slaving away at home.
I'd love to get a before and after on his weight, because I mean, if I was in a supermarket just with like almost an infinite supply of everything, food and drink wise, I would be an absolute monster.
The alcohol will be gone.
Oh, this beer's all going out of date soon. All right.
You'd last at least 90 just from being passed out from the.
Yeah, probably, yeah. But yeah, I'm terrible. I can't have literally a pack of biscuits in my house because I can't eat 1 or 2. I'll just smash the whole pack.
I'm exactly the same as you. Yeah, it's either nothing or everything. There's no in between.
The reason why he actually stopped after the 40-something days was he decided that he was going to inflate a pool and fill it up with water. And then he was riding around on this forklift because he's so bored. Like, it's 40 days being alone. There's nothing to do. He's like riding around on this forklift, and then the forklift accidentally goes into the pool, and then like gallons and gallons of water go everywhere. And he's just like, I'm done. Like, there's water, everything's soaked. Yeah, he just stops.
It's just like being in Dubai.
Yeah. How long do you think you could last in the supermarket then, Ben?
Well, if you said that he was watching football there, so he must have had some contact.
Yeah, there was there was TVs, and I think there was a treadmill as well.
Well, I think I'd last to the end of the football season then. I'd have nothing to watch after that.
To be fair, I mean, they didn't like board it up. He did have like sunlight, so you could sit by the window and still get sunlight.
True, yeah.
So I don't. Yeah, it's not as bad. I don't know. You might just go insane after a few weeks, though.
There were lots of people in the comments that said like, "Oh, 40 days. Like, I easily could have done 200."
Yeah, it's bollocks. Yeah.
I don't know, the way like anytime in the sauna, and then the men in there, they're always like, "Oh yeah, I'm going away. Need to get away from the missus for a few weeks." You know, I reckon they relish in the opportunity to spend 200 days away from the missus. I always love hearing that because it's like, if you hate your wife so much, just leave her.
Yeah, yeah. If they did it in Britain, there'd be someone in there for years.
As long as he's got one of those things that allows you to pour pints like straight from the barrel.
Oh yeah,
yeah, draft beers. I mean, fucking hell, you'd have Terry from the pub just there for the rest of his life.
All the fruit and vegetable aisles would be completely full. All the Stella cans would be everywhere.
Yeah.
Mr. Beast, don't worry about the money, mate. You fucking saved me from the missus for a year. It's all right.
Yeah, like some people would pay Mr. Beast 10 grand a day just to be in the supermarket.
Oh yeah, I always love those people, and it's always in the sauna. It's just like, oh, getting away from the missus.
I love the sauna because there's the unwritten rule that you can't leave like before someone who was in there when you got in there first. Like it's like a manliness test.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that guy was in there before me. I can't leave before him.
Yeah, I've been there and done that before, and then I've been really uncomfortable, but I still waited for him, and then you have to wait like the obligatory 30 seconds.
You can't just go and queue behind him in the shower. Like.
Chase him out. And then when I got to the shower, it felt like I was going to pass out. Like I had a raging headache. Like I was like still sweating, but it was all worth it because I beat him.
Man points for you. So do you do the cold shower after the sauna? That's an experience.
What I like to do is I'll swim outside in the cold, and then I'll cold shower, and then I'll get in the sauna. I think it's too much if I sauna and then cold shower after. But do you do that?
I do when I'm feeling brave. It's literally, it takes your breath away when you go from being so hot to so cold. What about you?
I don't have a sauna in my. Well, I do in my gym.
Brokey. Do you work a 9 to 5 or something?
I do have a sauna at my gym, but it'd be like getting the bubonic plague going in there. So
You're not getting $2 grand a day, right?
But when I do go to sauna, I try to have a cold. When I one that I went to the other day to like a spa place, they had like a bucket where you can literally pull and it literally just tips all over you. Yeah, that was pretty good. I mean, I literally couldn't breathe for like 30 seconds, but.
Yeah, they've got a plunge pool at some David Lloyd's where it's ice cold water and you just jump in. So it's not like, oh, shall I get under the shower? You just jump in and immediately.
That would be quite good. Because, there's no... When you have a shower, you're like, can I? But yeah.
Cool. So we're all going for cold showers then?
No.
Yeah. And get the bubonic plague for $2 grand a day.
Yeah, it's almost what brickies earn, right?
Oh, have you seen those videos? Like, get paid like £150 a brick.
I fucking love those. I love those. Have you
what
seen
are these?
this?
No.
So bricklayers, they're always saying about how rich they are. They're like, oh yeah, I get paid £175 a brick, 200 bricks a day. I may, I'm getting $2 grand a day, and I'm not even getting bubonic plague. There's quite a lot of that.
There's money in doing what people don't want to do.
But the comments are so funny. It's like, it's bullshit, all this, To be fair, about a year or so ago, there was like, during COVID, there was such a shortage of like trade workers in central London. They were getting paid an unbelievable amount of money. So
I spoke to someone who was a tradie about this, and I feel like it can't be that hard to be a bricklayer.
But people don't want to do it.
Shoot me.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's something that AI can't take over.
That is true.
Yeah.
You're not going to get an AI bricklayer.
Yeah, and every week AI is getting better at coding, and then I just realised, why the hell did I learn to code? I mean, I remember when I was in school, they told us the only job that's truly safe from the robots, because that's what it was before AI. It was like the robots. Oh, it's going to be computer science because someone's going to have to code the robots, and then it's like, fuck. Now, if you've just done a master's in computer science, I feel really bad because it's like you've spent 4 years and all this money, and now your degree can be, the knowledge you have is accessible by typing "how do I do something" on ChatGPT. Yeah. It's so crazy now on my coding console. When I open up a new program, it will ask me, oh, what do you want to code? You type it in. It just does the lot. I don't even have to write a line. It literally does the lot. And they've even made it easier now. There's a microphone button. You talk to it. You go, I don't even have to... hands behind my back, I can code a whole program. It's absolutely insane.
But you have to know the instructions to give it to be able to... And I guess you sort of proofread it to see if it's actually going to work. So there is some skill in that.
Yeah, the skill is in just the fixing, the small tweaks of it. But now, like a couple of months ago, you'd have to give it instructions on what you wanted to do. But now you can give it such broad instructions, like, I want a portfolio website that shows all my mentor clients and all the success we've had from ATA, and the file where all that success is here. And it will just do it. Like that's the amount of detail you need to give. Whereas a few months ago, you'd have to go step by step. You know, how do I create the website? How do I attach the images? Now it just does the whole thing.
It is
pretty
pretty.
scary.
It is pretty good though, because I mean, there's an argument that, like, you know, with education and stuff, like people are going to become, you know, there's no knowledge required. But I would argue the counter of that is that it's a level playing field. Everyone has the same access to it. To become, you know, really, really good at something, you've still got to manipulate that data to how you want it to answer, you know, or do the coding in a certain way or whatever. So it just means the better will, like the elites will get even better, and the average level will just get worse.
I think, to be honest, if there's any time to start a side hustle, it's right now, because in 10 years you won't have a job. We'll all just be on UC, and the only
Getting the bubonic plague for £2,000 a day.
Yeah, you'll be begging for this bubonic plague for 200 quid a day. Mate. Fucking hell! I mean, that's why, you know, building up the income now, and, you know, maybe owning some property or something that's going to pay you long term. Serious, like, not even joking. Like, I truly believe in 10 years we'll be on UC. That, you know, that's going to be the differential. If you had money before this whole AI takeover, you're going to have money after, and you won't just be on the food rations.
And probably the best side hustle is just clinical trials, to be honest.
Yeah, clinical trials, probably third or fourth, Amazon FBA. And if you want to learn how to do that, link in the description.
You've got to feel bad for the average UK person, because you work so hard for this, and then you're going to end up, you know, being replaced by AI. But someone bought a Nicolas Cage coin, is a multi-millionaire, buys a few properties, and they're going to be sorted for the rest of their life.
Yeah, I mean, crypto's the future when there's Nicolas Cage coin.
How's that guy's portfolio doing now?
Oh, he got rid of all of his racist coins, and then he invested in anti-Semitic coins.
Okay.
And now he's investing in Iran versus Israel coin.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, so crypto's definitely the future, guys. Let's all please take it seriously with Iran versus Israel coin. I mean, come on.
It's just basically shit posting for a living, isn't it?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And it makes me sick that someone makes Iran versus Israel coin and then becomes a millionaire. Because other people are like, yeah, that's good coin.
Yeah, and then we sell hot tubs for a little premium, but we're the scumbags.
Yeah, yeah.
That's almost as crazy as breakdancing in the Olympics. Anyway, shall we leave it there then, chaps?
Yeah, I think that's a good way to end it.
Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Drop us a like if you enjoyed it. If you didn't, you're not watching anyway. So, see you later.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers. Bye.